as well.
Steve, it's been incredible. It really has. And when you think of Liverpool, I mean, they had a great start to the year. They had a really, really good November where they managed to just sneak a few wins against Palace and Villa, where they were, people were maybe questioning how good they were. Obviously, that was in the month of November when they also beat City as well. So they put them a little bit of a daylight in. So what they've achieved since then, and I mean, how many games they've won to the games they've played. People were sort of doubting them. Even the Everton game, when they saw they're not as good as what they have been. I mean, they've had 3 months off, and then to come back with that performance against Crystal Palace the other night that was an incredible performance. When you think there was no crowd there, the drive, the ambition, the everything that Liverpool produced was what you want to see at a championship winning team, in a Premiership winning team. And look, let's not forget, this season, the current European champions, the current world champions, and now they're the Premiership winners. So it's been an incredible, incredible year being part of a Liverpool setup.
Yeah, right. You've been part of a team that's won the Premier League. Robbie's touching on mentality there. Yeah. Have you seen a stronger team in that sense in recent years than this Liverpool one?
I think that why you have to give them even more credit is because, like I say, to lose out by the point after chasing down a City side, let's face it, a City side that people have been saying are probably going to go on to dominate the Premier League for the next 5-6 years in the way that Pep was setting them up and what they were doing and their capabilities and what they were expected to achieve. And Liverpool, let's face it, out of in the time he's been there 4 years, and the last 2 especially, he's literally told them, I'm coming, and they've come. And last year they didn't quite do it, 1 point. This year they've done it by 23 points. Now, obviously, the boots on the other foot in respect of them now going to be chased because the marker they've put down, people are going to say, right, we're going to have to try and get to that level because I believe Manchester City brought Liverpool to that level because they realised what we're going to have to do to try and beat this team. And what they've done is surpassed everything. And so people are going to be coming for them.
Yeah, I mean, it's virtually impossible now for this team to get better. It's just a question, can they maintain it? How long can they maintain it for? I mean, no team goes this long and loses 1 game and draws 2 games in the league. I mean, it's potentially going to be the highest points total ever. I mean, you just can't get better than this. This team is flawless in every position. Look around the world. Who can get in this team? Jurgen Klopp can't buy anyone because they don't even get into this starting 11. So the big question now is, can they maintain it? But first and foremost, enjoy the moment. This is the first time in 30 years, so we won't look too far ahead. Yeah. But it's just a phenomenal team that, as I say, it's nearing on perfection.
Yeah. Robbie, you say Jurgen can be called God now. You've obviously dipped your toe into management. You're rebuilding. You're having success in a league. He came into a team that were 10th in the Premier League 4.5 years ago. Just give us an idea what he's done and what in magnitude he's done in that 4.5 years.
Well, it's interesting there, and the boys in there, and Macca was saying it before, I think whenever you are a Liverpool player or, an Arsenal player, as right he was, you go into every season with that belief and that attitude, thinking you can do it. Do you really believe that yourself? Of course you do, but then obviously things happen within the season where you realise that you're maybe not as good as the teams who are in the higher echelons, the teams who are winning the Premier League. But I think since Jurgen's been there, I think the belief that he's given to the players, and they really go into every game believing they'll win, believing that no one can touch them. He's got the attitude absolutely spot on. And what he said 4 years ago, that he's going to bring, Premier League to this club, I mean, he's absolutely nailed it. Because, Michael was saying there, 4 years, he's been in the Europa League final, he's been in a Champions League final twice, obviously they've won it once, and now the Premier League. So I think the belief that he's instilled into them players has been nothing short of just like a phenomenal bit of management. It really is. I know tactically he's very good. But look, I can't stress how good his man management is. I think that is just probably what you need more than anything, to bring out the best of the players, to bring out that little bit more. Players will run that extra 5-10 yards. Players will give you that little bit more, they'll give you that little bit more in a tackle. It's just an incredible manager to be playing under. And I would have loved to have played under, because I'm sure that he would have brought more out of me as a player as well.
Yeah, and obviously you, Michael, Macca, you're all from the area. That we've seen some managers come into Liverpool in recent times who weren't. He seemed to get the club, get the city, get the philosophy straight away.
Yeah, definitely. He's obviously done his own work on the city. He's done his own work on the club. We all know the history of Liverpool and what they've won in terms of trophies from the football team. But he's certainly done his work on Liverpool, the city. He knows what the people are like. He knows what the people are about, and he's sort of like he's dug into that, and he's grabbed them all, and it's as though he's took them all, and got them in a big cuddle. What he does. And he's got everyone, not just the players, but everyone believing in what he's trying to achieve, and he's done that. So, for what he's done to the city, forget about the economics for the city, because that'll come up tenfold now. But I think just the lift that football, certainly in Liverpool, is the lift that football gives to people of Liverpool is incredible. And now we are a Premier League winning team. I think the people will be absolutely buzzing and delighted for years. I know there's going to be talk of next year, but look, I think there's lots of partying and lots of celebrating to be doing now. I think, obviously in a sensible way.
Absolutely. After 30 years, we were talking with Macca earlier on. You boys won trebles. You were on top buses, open top tours through the city without winning the Premier League. We saw what they did with the Champions League last season. Robbie, give us an idea. All your family and friends, what this will do to people's lives.
It's everything. It's not what it'll do. It'll probably bring in a few more lives as well. I think, look, it is incredible. And I can't put into words just how good and how special this is, because Wright, he was just saying before about how many points clear of Manchester City are. Look, let's be honest, Man City are an incredible team. Man City are potentially going to win the FA Cup, potentially could have win the Champions League. And look, myself and Michael, we know how hard it is to go through a full domestic season unbeaten in a cup competition. Man City are on the verge of doing that, and that's a great side, and Liverpool are 23 points clear of an unbelievable great side. So that tells you everything that you need to know about Liverpool, just how good they are. And look, I don't even think it's really an argument now. This could be the best Liverpool team we've ever seen.
Well, Michael?
Well, yeah, as I say, I'm saying it's closer to perfection that I've ever seen. Now, I wasn't alive when the great teams of the 70s and 80s I was born, but I can't remember them, of course.
70s but I've seen you clips. Were born, if you don't mind.
Yeah. But this side is an amazing side. What they've done in the Premier League this season, I think Robbie hit the nail on the head as well. And when you look at Jurgen Klopp and you look at all his attributes, tactically, yes. I'm sure he's a student of the game, but he very rarely changes the shape of the team. It's always the same shape. It just depends who's in that. But his man management, and especially in this day and age, I don't think you can bully people anymore into, I think football 20 years ago, you could go in, you could smash a few teacups and you can scream at a few people. It doesn't work anymore. You've got to galvanise people. You've got to get them under your wing, as Robbie said. And he's not only done that with the squad, he's done that with the whole city. And you know what? Even if you don't support Liverpool, I think everybody loves him. I think even Manchester United fans or Arsenal fans or Chelsea fans, I think even those people can respect what he's doing and actually, respect him, like him for what he's doing, because, he's a breath of fresh air for the Premier League. I think he's done an unbelievable job.
He is, and his antics and his fist pumps and, he's calmed down a bit on the line, I'd say, but, it was interesting to see at the start how involved he is, how emotionally involved he is, and I think he's kind of tempered it down a little bit. But I have to go back to the players that he signed. Obviously, everybody was going on about the goalkeeper situation. He needs the centre-half situation. Then, Andy Robertson, Trent comes through. And, Firmino, when they bought Firmino before, you're thinking to yourself, how's he going to fit in? How's he play? And then you get Mo Salah with him. Then you get Mane from Southampton. And then you see the way Jordan Henderson has just elevated himself to another level and the way he's brought the team together. And like Michael said and Robbie said there, his man management of the team, they look like they'll run through brick walls for him, that they'll play that football, that quality, great football that we've seen them conquer the Premier League with. It really is something to behold what he's done this season and last season.
And just finally, Robbie, all Liverpool teams, the ones that yourself and Michael played in as well, produce great moments, great games. But just give us an idea how difficult it is to do it as consistently, like Wrighty says, over the last 2 years, to that standard that this current team have done.
It's been. I think it's been quite frightening. I think when you think of Premier League over the years, when you think of the great Man City teams, the great Man United teams, I mean, they've obviously won Premier Leagues back to back. You know, we know how hard that is. I mean, Liverpool last year was at 97 points, obviously 1 point short. This year, they've absolutely walked away with the Premier League. So to get that consistency, and Michael touched upon it before, with obviously getting the right sort of the right attitude and the right desire from all the players who, look, don't get me wrong, there's been a few injuries, but nothing really major where the players have come in. But I think we're going back to the old elements of being involved with Liverpool, when you're always saying, don't get injured, because you're going to be maybe left out of the squad, you're going to be left out of the team if you are injured. And, Liverpool have got that now, where the players are doing that a little bit more, and they want to play all the time because they know that someone will come in and do as good a job just because of the attitude that they've got, because of what Jurgen Klopp has achieved with his players, and that little bit more percentage he's got out of them. So, the players have done everything for them. And look, it is down to obviously the management side as well. But look, let's not think tonight that Chelsea or Man City or anyone has done Liverpool any favours. I think what was going to happen was going to happen. But thankfully, it's happened a lot quicker than what we probably envisaged. Because I think probably most of us might have thought City could have won tonight, but certainly Liverpool have been absolutely phenomenal, and very, very worthy winners of winning the Premier League. They were close last year, but thankfully now I can go. I've got a trophy with not a real one, obviously, but I've got a trophy with myself owning the Premier League. I can actually now post that on social media now without feeling embarrassed.
Well, funny enough, you're talking about competition for places. Another one of your former teammates is waiting to speak to us. Emil Heskey is on the line, who, of course, was Liverpool's record signing at the time. Emil, we've had many conversations about the expectancy and the demands of Liverpool supporters. You and Robbie and Michael in that team that won trophies but couldn't deliver the league. What a night tonight for your former club.
Amazing night. The lads done brilliantly over the course of the season, and obviously because of the pandemic, they weren't able to get over the line. They were probably 1 week away from doing so, but they came back and showed what they were capable of doing. And it's funny because when Leicester won the league, it was Chelsea that helped them as well along the way, and now it's pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, but as Robbie says, I mean, they've done it with 7 games to spare, and the consistent levels that this team have produced